Om Nilambuja Shyamal Komalangam Sita Samarupita Vamabhagam Panavu Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side. He is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Presently, in Ayodhya Kanda, whole Ayodhya is resonating with joy. Rama is going to be coronated, the heir apparent to the throne. They will all enjoy Rama Rajya forever. But you have already heard the role of Manthara and how Manthara impacted upon Kaikeyi. And presently Kaikeyi is in Kopagriha, a sulky room. Because kings had so many wives. If they sulked, he wouldn't know. So a special location was kept called Kopagriha. So Kaikeyi was in Kopagriha. King Dasharatha has come to know, not only come to know, he is now with Kaikeyi. And he has no idea what is in the mind of Kaikeyi. All that he sees that Kaikeyi is terribly angry, has taken away all her ornaments, lying on the floor in a miserable way. He couldn't understand why. At a time when there is such joy, that she should be in that condition. Let me give the philosophical basis. You must realize that behind all this story of Rama and Krishna is subtle mystical insight. It is not something that happened, but something that has happened, will happen, and should happen. Every soul must live the life of Ramayana. Soul is Rama. And that Rama together is four brothers. Rama is wisdom, jnana. Lakshmana is dhyana, meditation. Bharata is bhakti, devotion. Shatrugna is karma, action that purifies. When all these four enter in your personality under Guru's guidance, under spiritual guidance, then you have Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna all there with you. And your poor soul is Dasharatha. And the soul will not stay in that level. Dasharatha has already departed. Rather, not departed yet in this storyline. Dasharatha is going to depart. So the highlight behind it, unless all these integral yoga has become operative in your life, real Ramarajya, real goal cannot be attained. So simply because King Dasharatha want to give kingdom to Ayodhya, or kingdom to Rama, and simply because all people were very happy about it, all that has happened, I don't want to repeat that. In divine plan, that attainment, that stage is a fake attainment, because bhakti has not given its proper role, dhyana has not met his challenges, and so many other things. All the four brothers have not gone through a mystical process. Ravana, ignorance, and all his family and forces of darkness, they are all there. You cannot become enlightened with all these negativity staying in your unconscious. You become enlightened, you develop that idea you are enlightened and create a big celebration. Holi hai. Divine plan will not allow you to do that. There will be some interruption. And that interruption was planned by gods, and Goddess Saraswati is effective in this plan. Goddess Saraswati channeled Manthara, a maid servant. The maid servant is symbolic of Prakriti. Nature in you must flow. When we say nature, it refers to all the parts of your personality. Physically, all aspects of your physical body, your vital forces, your mind and senses, they are all nature's creation. But the nature is a hunchbacked nature. In other words, nature is not in a stage of perfection. Nature is always involved in allowing the soul to attain enlightenment. That's the purpose behind nature. So when Manthara sees all people rejoicing, now she is not just a maid servant, she is a channel of Goddess Saraswati. With deep insight that if Rama is made king, without his performing his role in his life, without destroying Ravana ignorance, then all this celebration is for a fake attainment. So, Manthara movement, Prakriti began to create alteration. Manthara created her impact upon Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi is Vichar movement. The very word Kaikeyi is a question, is an inquiring process. King Dasharatha is wedded to Kaikeyi, Kaushalya, Sumitra. I'm not going into details in that. But wedded means in the early stage, Vichar movement is completely in a harmony with souls being happy. But King Dasharatha was not ordinary soul. He befriended Indra, and Indra is the king of heavens. Whenever we use the word Indra, it relates to, he enables the soul to enjoy intense pleasure as a result of good karmas, what is known as bhoga. Indra is the giver of all what people consider pleasure, joy, eat, drink, be merry. How much should be merry? Indra is the one who but Dasharatha was able to be stronger than Indra. So whenever Indra had a big challenge, King Dasharatha was invited to heaven to help him. And with King Dasharatha, Kaikeyi went. In other words, think of that state where there is a bhoga, the climax of bhoga, enjoyment. And there the presence of the soul. Is the soul going to be happy with that bhoga? And along with the soul, vichar buddhi, a vichar movement, inquiring movement. But in the beginning, Kaikeyi is completely submissive. But during the battle, King Dasharatha himself was rendered unconscious while he is in chariot fighting with demoniac enemies to help Indra. He himself became unconscious. Kaikeyi took over the chariot. So, if you have done good karmas and you go to heaven, but if your good karmas are blended with satsanga and some spiritual insight, spiritual potency, that even in heavenly world, there will be an awakening of inquiry, reflection. So Kaikeyi's role, even in heavenly world, that aspect, that process of reflection, which was passive, became suddenly dynamic and helped King Dasharatha from being completely drowned. So if that happens, King Dasharatha then gives boon to Kaikeyi. Ask 2 boons whenever. And Kaikeyi says she doesn't need it. But Dasharatha says, keep it in reserve. And ask whenever you want and I will give you. Profound psychology behind it. If you have that type of spiritual attainment, if you have done good karmas, and your karmas have not just given you prosperity, but given you certain purity of heart, thereby even in the setup of lot of enjoyment, vichar movement enters. And that vichar movement secures 2 points. Bharata should be the ruler and Rama should go into forest. Bharata being ruler is bhakti, devotion. Rama going into the forest implies jnana movement, must go after ignorance. So, these two are positive development, but in Ramayana this entire story is given for the masses, completely in a negative picture. But even in the negative picture, you are reminded that this is being done according to divine God's plans to let Rama go into forest. So this part of Ramayana gives us two types of message. People who are not very ordinary level of people, they receive the message that one should not come under the sway of wiles of women. Even personality like King Dasharatha comes into big trouble. But that's not, I'm not highlighting that. Now let's see the story, how it follows. It's great drama. Kumatihi kasi kubeshata bhabi ana ahivatu such janubhavi. Dasharatha sees Kaikeyi, her ugly appearance. The whole body is, all the ornaments are gone, hairs are scattered all over. Think of all the way you can make yourself ugly. From the toes to the head. As if she had become a widow. King was extremely surprised, struck with surprise. The king went to her and said, "O beloved one, why are you sulking?" He said very warmly, lovingly, "Kehi hetu rani risani parasat pani patihine vavrai manahu sarosha bhuvanga bhamin vishama bhanti niharai." He says, "O Rani, why are you sulking?" Thus saying, he touched her. The moment his hand reached there, she threw his hand with one of her hands and twisted herself. And her eyes were full of wrath, anger, angry vision. Just like Manahu sarosha bhuvanga bhamini vishama bhati niharai, just like a snake under stressful conditions suddenly raises its hood and flickers the tongue, ready to bite. दो बासना रसना दसनबर मरम ठाहरु देखई तुलसी निपति भवतव्यता बस काम कौतुक लेखई. She is looking like that snake. And those two boons that she has held in her mind to ask, they are the two bifurcated tongue of the snake, ready to attack King Dasharatha. And as if she is looking for where is the Marmasthan, the vital place of King Dasharatha. So bite at his neck. बार बार कह राव सुमुख सुलोचनी पिक बचनी कारण मोहि सुनाव गजगामिनी निज कोप कर. Uses amorous words to please her. Sumukhi, how wonderful face you have. Sulochani, beautiful eyes. Kokul bayani, cuckoo comes out of your mouth. Gajagabini. You move with the elephant's gait. What's the reason for your sulkiness? Anahita tor priya kehi kinha, kehi dui sir, kehi jabu chaha linha. Oh dear one, who has done any harm to you? Is there anyone who has injured you, harmed you? And does that person has two heads? Deserving punishment from Yama, god of death. All these poetic things. Why two heads? If you are punished and your head is gone, you don't know that you are punished. So you have to have two heads to have real punishment. कहो के ही रंग कहीं करऊं नरेशु कहो के ही नृपहि निकासऊं देशु. King Dasharatha says, tell me who has caused this pain in your heart? Who is the cause? And I will destroy that person. All that you do, tell me. If you want a very poor person to become a king, I will make him within a moment. And if you want a king to be thrown away from his kingdom, I will do it. That, again, is an allegorical picture of the world of karma. The world of karma, karmic, all experiences, all things you have gained here is a result of karma. And karma-based world is never permanent. Think of it. Point out anyone who has remained unaffected. Countless Alexanders have come and gone. Countless great kings have come and gone. And so forth. Karma can make you king, can make you just a beggar. Karma goes on creating all conditions in every individual. Dasharatha's strength is, at this stage, strength of karma. So he is presenting his strength before Vichar movement, Kaikeyi. How much I can do it. But Kaikeyi simply places her face angrily from one side to another. Sakau tora ari amarau mari, kaha kit bapure nar nari. If gods of Swarga are your enemy, I can destroy them. What to speak of these creatures of this world? They are only kit, they are worms compared to gods. Here again, it is a description of what karma can do. Karma level can make your soul be a godly person. Or karma can make your soul be a little human being, but like a without purpose. Then you are just like animals and birds. They are better because they don't worry. They don't have all the human ability of sentiments and imaginations. They have, but not to that extent. Janasi mor subhau baroru, manutava anan chanda chakoru. O beautiful one, you know my nature. My mind is, I am in so much love with you that my mind is chakora bird and your face is the moon. This is a mystical bird. Probably there was a real bird that used to look at the moon. The description is chakora bird is so much in love with moon, but that on a moonlit night, chakora bird will continue to look at the moon, and with it's a bird looking like a kind of a swan with same type of beak. And while looking at it, chakora bird would slip at every little dewdrop that shines with the moonlight, as if receiving some touch of the moon. And that's the way chakora bird spent the whole night. That simile is given in two ways. That's the way, if you are developing devotion to God, turn your mind into chakora bird. And enjoy. The scriptures have told you God is with you. Sages and saints have authenticated the divine presence in your heart. So why can't you let your mind believe in them? Turn your gaze. He may be far out, but he is the moon. And every bit of prayer, satsanga, japa, these are the shining little drops coming from the moon. And go on enjoying it. That's the message behind it. Let your mind become a chakora bird. Now put in another context. Mind that has not developed aspiration for God realization. The mind that is fascinated by the worldly enjoyments. Worldly enjoyments, they are like light emanating from the moon. The light emanating from the moon is not moon's light. It's a fake light. And living for the fake light, living for fake happiness, that now comes in the realm of moha. If your love for anyone or any object, and your pleasure is on the basis of that, you are being compelled by the illusion of the moon, not the sun. Sun is wisdom. Moon is ignorance. So the same moon has two different angles. And Dasharatha is here presenting himself as the second type, that I am chakora bird and your face is the moon. Priya prana sutta sarbasu more, parijana praja sakala basatore. Oh dear one, all my subjects, all my relatives, all my wealth, my sons, my very life is all dedicated to this called moon-controlled mind. Lunatico. And don't think I'm saying all this just to please you. Not so. In the name of Rama, 1,000 times taking oaths of Rama, I'm saying this is true, I love you. King Dasharatha is saying the truth. But he will have to pay for it. Kaikeyi is Vichar movement. In the early stage, Vichar has helped you in having all your prosperity, success, etc. But now, in advanced level, Vichar is pushing you away from worldly concept of happiness. So it will appear like a kind of a tragic situation. Within a single night, all rejoicing of Ayodhya stops. So it is a tragic development. But that's the role of vichar. If your mind begins to understand, who am I, what's the goal? That understanding will make you look at the world in a totally different angle. The world that you looked at and always said, oh God, let me live here forever. Now, you don't recognize the world as having any stability or any reality. बिहसी मागु मन भावती बाता, भूषण सजहि मनोहर गाता। घरी कुघरी समुझ जिय देखू, बेगी प्रिया परिहरि कुवेशु। O beloved one, smile and smilingly ask what you are complaining about. Open your heart. But prior to that, come back to your normal dress. Wear those ornaments. Don't you know it's such a joyous occasion? Act according to this joyous celebration going on. Give up this ugly appearance. यह सुनी मन गुनी सपथ बड़ी, बिहसी उठी मति मंद। भूषण सजति बिलोकी मृगु, मनहु की राति निफंद. When she heard King Dasharatha speak with swearing in the name of Rama, that's what mantra had told her. When he swears in the name of Rama, then you begin to communicate with him. So she began to smile, got up from her sulky sick position, and as if a Bhilani, a lady of a wild tribe, is preparing a trap to catch a deer. But the trap has certain things that the deer likes. So, creating an appearance, dear, how dear you are. But behind that, the whole idea is to trap. पुनि कह राव सुहृद जिय जानी, प्रेम पुलकी मृदु मंजुल बानी. The king, not knowing what Kaikeyi had in her mind, his heart overflowing with love, spoke tender, beautiful words. He said, O Queen, my mind is filled with joy. In every home there is joyous celebration. Rama hi deu kali jubaraju, sajahi sulochani mangala saju. Tomorrow, Rama is going to be the heir apparent to the throne. Therefore, you with beautiful eyes start decking yourself with auspicious clothes. Change your normal rings, being rings that have swans in them. Fill yourself with auspicious marks. दलकी उठेऊ सुनी हृदय कठोरू जनु छुई गए पाक बर तोरू. But the Kaikeyi, hearing these words, as if her very heart has suddenly become torn, or as if a boil on the body someone has poked it. In other words, this news that Rama is going to be king, etc., created in her heart a great stir. However, she didn't make it appear to King Dasharatha. She hid it. ऐसी पीर बिहसी कहीं गोई चोर नारी जिमे प्रगति न रोई. Though having that type of inner suffering, she hid it from King Dasharatha. Stood up with smiling face. Like the thief's wife coming to be brought into troublesome situation. She stays quiet, doesn't express her suffering. You don't have to go into detail of that. Easy to understand. The thief's wife doesn't want to reveal her husband's thievery. That's the whole point. King is unable to see what's going on with Kaikeyi. Her foxy mind, how is it operating? He doesn't know that Kaikeyi is well trained by Manthara, who is Kutil Shiromani. He is the crest jewel of the path of deception. In literally what it means, she says she has been taught by Manthara. And Manthara is like Kutil Shiromani. All those who know how to play tricks. Manthara is the crowning glory of those personalities. यद्यपि नीति निपुण नर नाहु नारी चरित जल निधि अवगाहु. Though the king is very wise and majestic personality, and yet Triya Charitra, the wiles of women, can hurl him into wilderness, drown him into the ocean. profounder meaning. I will give you a simple point. Your soul, equipped with virtuous qualities, soul that has gained lot of good merit and also impact of spiritual associations. That's what King Dasharatha is. But in spite of his high status, still he is not able to gain insight into Triya Charitra. Triya Charitra refers to role of avidya and vidya. Triya refers to the world of relativity, the world that is three in Triya relates to seer, seen and sight. When you dream, three things are wrong: the dream subject, the dream object, the dream interaction. Similarly, three things are wrong in this day-to-day life of every individual. You never know yourself. What to speak of your deeper self, you don't even know your nails, where they come from, how they grow. I'm joking, but try to understand that. You never know your capacity. In the world, nobody knows. Scientists go on knowing it. But every few years, scientists advance to such an extent. They look back and they find 10 years back, they were just stupid. So the world continues to challenge all human intellect, and you never know completely what the world is. And your experiences of pleasure and pain are constantly, you are deluded by them. Sometimes what seems challenging makes you a hero. Sometimes things that seem so entertaining makes you stupid. So you don't know your own experiences. This is called triad. The source of triad is ignorance, avidya. Avidya, the better name is Maya. Maya has two aspects, avidya and vidya. Both are triads. Both work in the world of nature. One, vidya, makes you evolve and attain enlightenment, go out of attain liberation. Avidya, ignorance, keeps you sunk in the world of triad. Vidya and avidya both are two aspects of Maya. And the king has this, from philosophical way, king is at this spot where he must move away from avidya and be led by vidya. Mangu magu pai kahu piya, kabahu na dehu na lehu, den kahehu baradan dui, teu pavat sandehu. Kaikeyi is saying, "Oh dear one, you are saying, ask the boons and I will give you. Once you have given 2 boons which I have kept in reserve, and I have not received them yet. जानेऊ मर मुराऊ हंसी कहाई, तुम्हारी को हाव param priya आई. King has no idea what she is going to ask. He laughed. So now I understand. You are sulking because you want to have two boons. Thati rakhi na mangi hukau, bisari gayu mohi bhor subhau. You had received my boons, and you have kept those boons in reserve. You never asked me. And my mind is not alert for everything, so I forgot all about it. Jhute hu hum hi doshu jan dehu, duike chari mangi makulehu. Don't blame me over this title. Ask for boons. Raghukul riti sada chali aayi, pran jahu baru bachanu na jai. This is the whole line of Raghukul. The line of the solar race, Uttarayana Marg. There is the highlight of their principle in life, that once they have given a word, they will never go against it. Pran jai baru vachanu na jai. Let me explain that point. There are two paths before every individual, Dakshinayana, Uttarayana. In fact, there are three paths. Those who follow completely uncontrolled movement of life, the path is called Yatana Marg, path of hell, full of suffering. Those who follow some discipline, some goodness, but not profoundly, just led by their ego, they follow Dakshinayana. Dakshinayana word simply implies that it is a whole series of illusions. And those who follow righteous paths in a profound way, led by satsanga and sadhana, they follow the path called northern path. Northern path simply implies Agni Jyoti Aha Shukla. You develop vairagya, fire. You live not just morose and submissive to everything as it is. You live with a fire within you to remedy the cause of your birth. Fire to lead you to enlightenment, liberation. Now, once that determination has entered, you have created a vachan, a vow, a vrata. That you will never shake from. Pranajaya. In this movement, if you die, you are not a loser. What you gained, you will continue in your next birth. So therefore, to that aspirant who has made that type of, come to that stage of vachan, again you must realize it is an internal movement. You don't make the vachan. You write in your diary, I have made a vachan. This is what I want. And make it viral. It's a matter of your internal. Internally you have come to that clarity of understanding that the goal is your liberation, nothing else. Once that has come, then you have two possibilities. You can attain enlightenment within this lifetime, which is the ideal. Don't think of another life. But if someone says, no, you can't, doesn't matter. Prana jaya. You will continue. Because now you are losing your life not aimlessly. You are losing your life so that you can move from one body to another for spiritual advance. So all that is implied. Prana jaya, baru vachana na jaya. Nahi asatya sama pataka punja. Giri samahohi ki kotik gunja. And Dasharatha is saying, going against one's word. In other words, not being true to one's word. That's source of all sinful karmas. Even countless smokes cannot shake a mountain. Likewise, the truths that I am saying cannot be shaken. And this point has been brought out by sages like Manu and Vedas and Puranas. Also, Dasharatha is saying he is following the path of the Vedas. Tehi par Ram sapat kari aayi, sukrita saneha vadhira ghurai, baat dridhai kumati hasi boli, kumata kubihag kulahajanu kholi. And along with all this, I have sworn in the name of Rama. And Rama is the highest limit of love and goodness. When Kaikeyi heard all this, now she was convinced that he is in a stage of fulfilling his words, no matter how shocking they may be. Just like another simile he gives, just like hunters, they hold hawk, they train a hawk, and hawk helps them to prey on other animals. But they keep the hawk, their eyes bandaged. Now when the target comes, they open the bandage. The hawk then flies. So all that was happening with King Dasharatha is now is a situation of opening the bandage. Now the hawk is ready. I'm just going into detail about poetic beauty. And with this I'm concluding. Om Shri Ramayana. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Namevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.